How do I improve my eyesight naturally in 3 months? Eyesight can get better 100%. How to improve and restore your vision naturally with eye exercises and relaxation. If I was able to do it, it will work for you also. Hello everybody, my name is Sviatoslav and I would like to share my story of natural eyesight improvement with you. I have had myopia for over 20 years and have never paid much attention to it. I never wore glasses because I knew from childhood that if I put on glasses, my eyesight would deteriorate. In my case, my vision was about 40% and sometimes jumped to 60%. At the time I started doing oculomotor exercises, and then the moment came when I wanted to see the world around me more colorfully and clearly. I began to study all the information I could find on the internet on natural eyesight improvement without surgery. And I began to understand how our vision works. It's like a camera lens. To see at a close distance, the eyeball with the help of oblique muscle squeeze and stretch forward. And instead of a ball shape, taking an elongated shape like a cucumber, for example. We want to zoom in on the camera. We press the zoom button and the lens moves forward. When we want to see into the distance, the eyeball must to take the shape of a ball so that the rays of light can hit directly on the retina, which is located at the back of the eyeball. But for people with myopia, the oblique muscles of the eyes are mostly spasmodic and the eyeball squeezed all the time, and it's almost always in an extended state. The big mistake, only close distance look. How many people mostly look at a close distance? For example, at a computer monitor or a phone, and at the same time make a very big mistake that they do not look at the distant objects. They blink very little and incorrectly, and their eye muscles are in a spasm from constant overstrain. To restore my vision, I realized that I needed to learn how to relax the muscles of the eyes and do oculomotor exercises to make the muscle elastic. I think everyone knows that everything in our body is interconnected, and by relaxing the muscle of the face, you can relax the muscle of the eyes also. I found many different videos on YouTube on relaxing the muscle of the face, step-by-step meditation for relaxation. And I started listening to these videos every day before going to bed, focusing on relaxing the facial muscles and muscles of the eyes. It took me about 2 months to learn how to relax my facial muscles and develop a relaxation habit before bed. Relaxation before bed especially very important because it helps to rest and recover eyes and the whole body more efficiently. The first 2 months I did oculomotor exercises incorrectly since I didn't feel the slightest eye fatigue and didn't understand how to do the exercises with the relaxed movements, and at the same time without straining my eyes and eye muscles. But I perfectly understood what bad habits of poor vision exist and began to get rid of them. For example, squinting, not blinking for a long time, etc. I tried various exercises and techniques to restore vision and relaxation, and it helped me. How does eyesight get better in one day? One fine day, I mastered the exercise of rotating the eyes along the contour of a circle well and did it many times a day after every 30 minutes of working at the computer. One rotation in each direction. I tried a lot of different exercises, and the most efficient for me was exercise which I called Sviaton exercise, when we look in one direction and turn our head to the other, and then rotate our gaze along the contour of the circle and immediately do palming for relaxation. I felt the muscles of my eyes detach from the eyeball and stop squeezed. This is a very pleasant feeling. I realized natural eyesight recovery was working. I started doing various relaxation techniques such as palming and wiggling. After a few hours, I lay down on my bed and turned on step-by-step meditation to relax the muscles of my face and eyes. I very strongly tense my abs and relax them, relaxing after the tension spread through the body, and I felt the muscle of my eyes like the string of guitar relax, and my eyes seems to sink inward. It became very easy to move the eyes. I made rotation diagonally in a circle. Now it became very easy and super fast to do it. There was feeling of free space under the eyelids, and it became very easy to close the eyelids. Since the eyes didn't bulge forward as before, I realized that vision was restored, since the eyeball has stopped being extended forward like a cucumber and has taken the shape of a ball, and the rays of light can now directly focus on the retina and not in front of it, as it usually the case with myopia. The next day I woke up. I even dreamed that I won the jackpot in the lottery. I looked at my eyes in the mirror and saw that eyelids were covering my eyes a little more than usual, as the spasm had gone and the eyes were completely relaxed. From that day on, I began to do everything possible so as not to overstrain my eyes and not to drive them back into a spasm. Exercises for the eyes became very easy to do, and there was a feeling that my eyes seemed to slide on the water surface when I do oculomotor exercises. After that, I learned to feel every muscle in the eye, and with the slightest strain, I give my eyes a rest. If I sit for a long time at the computer, I learned to feel how the oblique muscle of the eyes begin to tighten the eyeball and at the same time create a slight pressure on the eyeball. I immediately close my eyes and try to relax them and feel how this tension passes and the eyeball becomes easy and free. Also, when I switch my gaze from close to far, I feel how my vision refocuses while relaxing and stretching the oblique muscle of the eyes and tightening the straight muscles a little. The same thing happened when we go out from buildings to the street. The process of refocusing of vision takes place. At the moment, the process of refocusing from a close distance to a long one is slow, and I even have to blink to relax the muscles and refocus. Since more than 20 years, the muscles were in a spasmodic state, and this function atrophied. The task now is to constantly relax the eyes, look into the distance more often, train the function of accommodation that is refocusing, and make the muscle of the eyes elastic. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel. I will try to share more useful information for natural vision improvement, and see you in the next videos.